How to create slides for your online course. The entire purpose of an online course is to help your students reach a desired outcome. You do this by figuring out what it is your audience wants to learn, crafting a killer curriculum, and creating course contents that keeps your audience engaged and interested. You're already an expert in what you are looking to teach. So step 1 and step 2 should be a breeze. When it comes to actually creating the content, we find people often have trouble. They know what they want to teach, but conveying that through creating course material oftentimes overwhelms would be course creators. The truth is, creating your course slides isn't nearly as difficult as might seem so long as you know very basic design principles, and that's what I am going to convey the points today. I will share some of my best design secrets to help you create a killer visuals and in particularly slides. These tips can be used for any visual content you are creating, like ads, your worksheets, other resources, and even on your sales page. I'm going to walk through what slides are great for, the layout tips, using colors and fonts, easy image tips. Why use slides in your course? First, slides are valuable and easy to create. If you are trying to get content out quickly without having to set up a filming studio or film any videos, slides are great for that. Most of you have probably used PowerPoint, and that's all you need to create slides. You can use text and images to create lessons for your students that can be flipped through quickly. Your slides don't have to be overly fancy or come with a ton of bells or whistles as long as they clearly convey the information you are trying to teach your students. Tips for creating slides. Let's get into the tips that I mentioned earlier. I'm talking about layout tips, colors, fonts, and images to help you take your slides from blank to beautiful. Any of these tips can be used on any type of visual content you create, like Facebook cards, social media images, and most importantly, on your course sales page. First tip: format and layout. Before you begin designing, make sure your slides are in a video format you will be shooting in. For example, we shoot in a 16:9 aspect ratio. It's also ideal for YouTube ratio. In Keynote, I designed the slides in the widescreen format. Using slides that are in the same format as your video ensures that no information is cut off and makes editing easier. Then comes the second tip, that is text. When you are adding text to your slides, keep your copy short and to the point. Don't put paragraph of information into your slides or they will be too difficult to follow. It's a way too much for your audience to take, and it will cause them to become distracted. They will be trying to read everything on the slide and stop listening to you. Instead, use bullet points or very short sentences. You can even use multiple slides for a point. Your audience will thank you, and it will also make everything look so much better. Let us dive into choosing colors for your slides, your brand, and even your sales page. If you already have a brand, use your brand colors in your slides. Your online course is a direct extension of you, and your brand and your slide should have the same look and feel as the rest of your content. This way, when your audience sees your course, they will automatically know it's from you because they recognize the brand you have created. If you don't have a brand or a color palette picked already, that's okay. Picking colors for your slides is a really easy place to start. Choose 2 or 3 colors to use throughout your slides. Pick one dark and one light color because they stand out the best when used together. Then pick a third contemporary color to use for emphasis. Keep in mind ease of legibility and how the color looks together when picking colors. To help you choose the colors that work well together, below are the three great sites that you can use. That is, tools for choosing colors, color lovers, coolers, and Adobe. Color associations. Now, every color has certain characteristics associated with it. Pink, for example, is often associated as a feminine or romantic color. Green is associated with wealth and balance, while blue is cool and trustworthy. Think about it. Most of the banks you see, like Chase, for example, have blue in their logos. Why? Because they want you to trust them that they will take care of your money. When choosing colors for your courses, business, or brand, think about how you want to be perceived by your audience. If you are feeling stuck with this, draw inspiration from others. What colors are used by your favorite brand or businesses? What about those people who influence you? Pay attention to what they do. If there is something you like, try to replace it. Obviously, don't copy everything exactly, but if they have a nice red or orange color combination, for example, if you really like it and that's what you want for your brand, try to find similar hues that work well for you and your intended brand. The colors that you choose for your slides can be used as solid background colors in shapes or other design elements along the slides. For text, use one color for the header text, or when you want to emphasize an important word, you can also use the other color for body text. Another note on body text is that sticking with blank or dark gray or white depending on the background color is really best. It is the most common and most standard and really the easiest to read. It is better to stick with those colors and then add color in other ways. Once again, I'm going to direct you back to SlideShare to pull inspiration from you are feeling stuck. I really do this all the time. If I am stuck on a design, it's great to look at other people and what they do to get some inspiration. Don't reinvent in wheel. If someone does something nice visually, replace it, tweak it to fit your colors and your look, and your voila, you have a beautiful color palette or a really awesome new design element. Then comes typography. Let us go into some tips about typography. First, choose a serif or sans serif font for your text. They are easiest to read. The difference between them is the serif font is the one with the little tails on the edges of the letters, while the sans serif font does not. So I personally prefer sans serif fonts because they seem more friendly and casual. Plus, I really do find them easier to read. Avoid using decorative or script font because there are a lot and harder to read, especially when they are small. They are great to call out important words, a single important word or phrase, especially if it is only one word on a slide. Yes, these fonts are add pizzazz to your slides, but to get a lot of information across, they are not good for it. Go with a sans serif or serif. Just like color sites, you can search by keywords and font styles, for example, hand letters, serif script, etc. Then all you need to do is download the font that you like and install them on your computer. Then comes font sizing. One last thing to remember when you are choosing font is to make sure you use one that is large enough to read. Don't go for a size 20 font. It's way too small. Start with at least 40 points, and even that can be pushed 8. Bigger is always easier to read. Then comes visuals. As I said in the beginning, we love visuals. Visuals keep your audience engaged and make your slides look awesome. Combining text and images. Alright, so now that you have found your images, let us talk about how to use text with them. So images we can download from Google or even from Pinterest, etc. My first tip is, if the image is dark, use white as your text color. I have found that white stands out the best on images versus some other lighter colors, like a light yellow or a light blue Obviously, every image is different, but start with white. Text out other colors if white does not look great, but just make sure you can read it. Now, what you might have guessed for the opposite, if the image is light, then a dark color text is preferable. If the photo has a lot of colors or a lot of stuff going on and a shape over it, then all you have to do is add the text on the top of your chosen shape. When doing this, make sure you add the text in its own text box. This way, you have more control over the formatting versus if you add the text directly into the shape. Another way to make the text readable on a busy photo is to add a solid color rectangle over the image. All you need to do is to make a rectangle the size of the slide, pick your color, place it over the photo, and then reduce the opacity until you have reached your desired image to color ratio. Plus, this is another way to bring your brand's color into your slides. You can also reverse that process. Instead of putting a color on top of the image, you can reduce the opacity of the image itself so you can see it faintly in the background. These are a few of my favorite easy design tips that you can start implementing today when you are creating your slides or any ads or anything. They are just going to take everything you have done to the next level. I can't wait to see what your contents looks like. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Any questions? Just comments. Have fun and happy designing. Thank you for listening. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for continuous support. Thank you.